Good evening and welcome to Mama G's workout. Today's just been a crazy day, and I'm just going for a walk. So come join me for a brisk walk. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be back at a normal workout. I need to do some laundry and I'm in a dress today, which is why I'm doing this rather than some of the other workouts. Anyway, I wanted to talk about so it's more of I was asked my opinion on something, and so I'm going to share my opinion on it. The comment was, what is my opinion on the fat acceptance movement? And honestly, I've got mixed feelings. Now, it's a complicated situation and it's a complicated topic. Do I think somebody should be insulted and shamed? Absolutely not. My body image started when I was pretty young. I had an uncle that was a pretty big jerk, and the only time he ever complimented me was like 3 months before he passed away. And I was in my early 20s when he did, so I had a lot of years of being insulted by him. When I was 12 years old, he called me a blimp. I wasn't fat. I wasn't overweight. I might have had a little baby fat, but I was 75 pounds. And for a 12-year-old, that's a healthy weight. So I wasn't overweight at all. Well, I can't say at all, but I was in a good range of weight. Anyway, I didn't know when I was getting older that I was going to start having symptoms of PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. After puberty, I started gaining a lot of weight, irregular cycles. Anyway, where this is all going, because I was insulted consistently, and it wasn't just him. My oldest sister, she is a complete jerk. I don't even use her name anymore. I refer to her as her. She doesn't get the privilege of her name coming out of my mouth anymore. She is, well, I'm not going to get into it.
She's a jerk.
She's a jerk. Putting it nicely, she's a jerk. She caused a lot of trauma. Because of her, I stopped eating.
That's the line in Lion King. Every family has one. 2 in mine, actually.
And they always seem to ruin special occasions. Yep. Oh, when she did, I remember dreading the holidays because I knew she was going to pick a fight with somebody. I didn't enjoy the holidays until I married this guy. After we were married. We didn't have our first Christmas together until after we were married. Anyway, I do not believe in shaming. I believe in encouraging people to be healthy. Now, healthy looks different on every person. Not everybody's going to be a bodybuilder. And a healthy bodybuilder is going to look different than a healthy, I wanted to say a healthy woman, but there are women bodybuilders. But healthy looks different on every person. So, yeah. So I believe in accepting where you are, but not settling for where you are. Because if you settle, you're not going to be in your situation the rest of your life unless you settle. And I want to improve, and that's the reason I keep saying this channel is keeping me accountable, is because it is. I can, if I want to go to the gym with a friend, I can be like, you know, I'm just not feeling it today. I just want to veg at home. But this, I want to be consistent. And even if I'm just walking, I'm being consistent where I'm not, oh, well, it's February, I haven't lost 20 pounds, so it's just, I'm going to give up. Of course I'm not going to lose, I'm not going to lose 20 pounds in 2 months. Of course that's not going to happen, because I know my hormones are in a state where it's not going to allow me to. So, understanding where you are is important. Understanding that weight might not necessarily be your fault. Like, I always believed that, oh, if I just ate less, then I would lose weight. And it actually, because I ate less, I gained weight. So it's understanding hormones, and my body went into a starvation mode. So when I did eat, it was, I don't know when you're going to eat, I don't know when I'm going to get fed again. So I'm going to hold on to this, and it's stored as fat. So I do not believe in fat shaming. However, I believe in promoting positive habits and healthy habits. Like, that's why I keep saying, let's keep moving. Let's not stop. Let's keep the momentum going. And, you know, that's important. And rather than taking a negative aspect to it, having a positive spin. Let's be on this health journey together. It's a journey, and it's going to wind and up and down and loop to loop and sideways, and and then there are days you're just like, really, does it have to look like that? Because that's how the health journey is. And I'm trying to accept where I am, make changes where I can, but keep moving forward. Because the moment I stop, everything's going to fall apart. And one reason why I keep talking about hormones is because as you age, your hormones change, and that's going to affect your ability to lose weight. What you eat is going to affect your hormones and your ability to lose weight. I know soy turns into estrogen in our bodies, and estrogen, an excess of estrogen, is fat. I mean, down here is an excess of estrogen in my body. And so it's trying to modify where I can. That's the important thing. And I don't want to do these crash diets, because I've done crash diets before, and there's a reason they're called crash diets, because you end up crashing and you gain the weight back, you gain more, and that's not what I want. And that's not what I want for you. I want you to be healthy. I want you to be in a state where you're not just surviving, you're thriving. And for me, that's losing 100 pounds. Actually, I could probably lose a little more than 100 pounds. But also knowing my value isn't determined by the scale. My value is determined by Him. And He paid the price for me. So, and your value is not determined by the scale. Your size or the number on the clothes you buy. Your value is not determined by any of that. Your value is determined by Christ and by our Father in heaven. And I want what's best for you. I want you to be able to live to be 100. I want to be able to live to be 100. I want to see my great grandkids. That would be amazing to me. I would love that. So rather than sit here and focus on negative things, I try to focus on positive. Okay, am I a size 2? No. But did I walk 2 miles today? Yes. Have I walked 3 miles today? I think so. With this walk that we're going on now, I'm pretty sure it's going to end up being about a mile. So just because we're not at our end goal doesn't mean we should shame ourselves or shame anybody else who's on a journey themselves. Anyway, this is something I have a lot of strong emotions about, and I've been on the end where I have demonized food and I've stopped eating. And I even had people say, because I'm overweight and have had issues with anorexia, but because my weight, they're like, no, you never had that experience. And I'm like, actually, I have. When you start thinking, oh, all I've had today is a cup of water, and when I say a cup, I mean 8 ounces, and you're congratulating yourself because that's all you've had the entire day, that is anorexia. And the worst was when I was pregnant and with my son, and my oldest sister decided to sit there and say a bunch of negative things about my weight and how I was going to end up being diabetic, which I am still not even pre-diabetic with the weight I am at now. And I can give you supplements if you are interested that I take to help me not be pre-diabetic. Anyway, Aaron here, he had to, what was it, for like a month? Sit there every day. You need to eat. You need to stop thinking about your weight because you're pregnant.
It's true.
So, I also don't think that being overweight should be glorified. Because what are you glorifying? You having to be on pills every day? Did I get my blood pressure medication? Did I get my diabetic medication? Like, there's a whole list of things. There's things that I can't do that I want to do with my kids. but I don't have the energy because I am overweight. So being overweight should not be glorified, but it also shouldn't be demonized. And we need to get to a level in our society where we're not glorifying it, but we're not demonizing it, but we're trying to help people to be in a good place rather than what society says we should be, or well, I'm fine the way I am. Well, everyone's fine the way they are, but that doesn't mean you should stay that way. The only thing consistent in life is change, and if change is going to happen, why not make it a positive change where you're no longer dependent on a medication to have a good day. My goal in my health journey, first goal, I want to get off my blood pressure medication. And all I have to do is get down to 220 pounds. And the reason I know that is when I was at 220 pounds, I was not needing a blood pressure medication. Do I want to stop at 220? No. I want to lose almost 100 pounds more than that. Anyway, but right now, my goal is 5 pounds. That's my goal. And if I can lose 5 pounds, then I'm headed in the right direction. And if I can keep that off, then it's going to be another 5 pounds. I'm not setting myself up to fail. And if I trade 5 pounds of fat for 5 pounds of muscle, great. While the scale's not changing, I am toning and I am losing fat, which is still a benefit. Anyway, I think I've prattled on a little bit. Yeah.
I would never say that you prattle on about anything. You don't prattle.
Oh, you're full of it. I love you. Anyway. Yeah, we just, in society, we need to not glorify it, but we don't need to demonize it.
There's a big difference between talking to somebody about a health journey and being more healthy and bettering themselves, because we can always better ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
And a difference between that and saying you need to get on the treadmill, fatty.
Yeah.
There's just a big difference.
And it's having a friend saying, you know what, let's go for a walk around the block. We're sitting here chatting. We might as well have our conversation. Go for a walk around the block. And in our small little town, there's a couple of ladies that I'll walk with them home in the morning or in the afternoon because we're having a conversation and I'm enjoying the conversation, but it gets me moving. And while in the long run, does an extra half a mile really mean that much first thing in the morning? I don't know. It might. I just know that when I see at the end of the day my step counter 4,500 steps or 5,000 steps in a day, I'm proud of myself, because we should be taking 10,000 steps a day, and I'm not settling for 1,000 steps. Anyway, that's my opinion on the whole situation. I appreciate the question. I'd like to talk more about goals. I'm just gonna do a little cha-cha or shimmy to loosen my hips up a little bit. I appreciate the conversation or the question, and I hope this helps where you're at. And if nothing else, it's keeping the conversation going. And if you have anything that you would like to ask my opinion on, I I am more than happy to share my opinion on anything. And if we disagree, you know what? That's okay. We can disagree and still be friends or uh, still have a working relationship. We don't have to agree on everything to still get along. And if you disagree, that's okay. And if you hate this, you know what? That's okay too. Anyway, I love you. God bless. And let's keep moving.